today we're gonna get down to a little nitty gritty about first time home buying or just home buying in general. I'm gonna give you the first 10 things you should do when you're a first time home buyer. So if you wanna know the 10 things you need to do when you're ready to start buying real estate, stick around. What's up everybody, it's your boy here, Jayson, again from the for sale team here at eXp Realty, right here in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And if you want to know everything about eating, working, sleeping, drinking, buying, selling, everything about Cheyenne, Wyoming, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, ring that little bell so you're always aware of when we get new videos out. And if you're interested in buying and selling, reach out. We have people reaching out every single day and we'd love to help you out too. First thing you need to do when you have identified, all right, it is time for us to buy a house, is to have a realistic budget, okay? Make sure that you know what your budget is going to be. Find yourself a real estate agent, okay? What's gonna be important here is that if you don't know anything about the buying process, since you're the first time home buyer, you need to talk and get in touch with people who do know that, all right? And so pick an agent. That agent is going to have some mortgage partners for you. But again, if you know you can't get that $1 million house, let's not look at $1 million houses. If you're like, all right, I'm gonna buy a $400,000 house, let's start there. Get that realistic budget down first and we'll start there. The second thing that we're going to do is we're going to get pre-approved. Now I just said find a real estate agent, and here's why. Is because a lot of us know a bunch of lenders out there, and lenders who are good and lenders who are not, right? So you need to go get pre-approved before you do anything. This is going to allow is it's going to allow you to know your actual budget, all right? And it's just a must-have when you're looking to buy. Nobody's going to take an offer from somebody who's not pre-qualified or pre-approved. They're just not going to do it, all right? Anytime I have a listing and I get an offer, it's always accompanied by a pre-approval letter or a pre-qualification letter. If they haven't even started that process, that offer isn't going to be very helpful to a seller, especially when you're in a multiple offer situation. You must be pre-approved to move forward. And overall, that's going to be your number one thing to do. Just get in touch with somebody. If you don't want to get in touch with a real estate agent first, get in touch with a mortgage lender first, and they'll have some real estate agent partners that'll help you out in that realm. The third thing that you want to do when you're the first time home buyer or in the buying process is you want to research neighborhoods, all right? Look into neighborhoods you're interested in getting to better understand the area. When you move to a new place, some people rent for a couple months or get a short-term rental as they transition so that they can go out and see the neighborhoods. They want to be in it. Here in Cheyenne, we have a couple neighborhoods. The Point is probably the biggest one that everybody will talk about is the Point. Those are the much nicer homes. And then we got Saddle Ridge, and we got a new one, Sweetgrass, further to the south there. But you wanna, and the avenues downtown by the Cheyenne Frontier Days, right? So you wanna make sure you're researching the area, see what it's like, research the schools in the area, and see which schools, all right, if I buy here, these are the schools that my kids are going to. Let's see how they rank up, right? So that's gonna be the third thing you're gonna do. The fourth thing you're gonna do is you're gonna start to save, all right? Now, moving can be expensive, right? If you're moving from a rental to another rental, if you're moving from a rental to a house, it's always gonna cost you something, right? The truck, labor, if you can't handle everything, right? Time, energy, pizzas, beer for your friends to come help you out, right? So start saving. Even if you've already started the saving process, start saving for a down payment, okay? Try to increase that. Limit the times out you go, limit the amount you're golfing, right? Because you want to make sure that you're setting yourself up to be in the best position to buy. That's going to be your fourth thing. All right, now your fifth thing you're going to want to do, shop around, shop your lenders around, all right? Just because, now when you come to me and you ask me about a lender, I send you 3 lenders, all right? I want you to talk to all 3. Not everybody is going to be the best fit with my preferred lender, right? You're not going to every single one. Go shop around, see what's out there, see what kind of rates and deals and what their costs and their fees are, right? I would never want you to go to one of my lenders and their fees are astronomically more than else, right? We wouldn't want to do that. Shop around for a mortgage, talk with several lenders to compare terms, interest rates, and other factors. That's basically the fifth thing that you're gonna want to do. And you can do that before you start saving in your research of the neighborhoods. This is just like a step-by-step. All right, boom, boom, boom. Let's see what I'm gonna do next, right? The sixth thing that I want you guys to do, I want you to go out there and look and see if there's any government programs or anything like that. There's always some first-time home buyer stuff. And now this is the one that if you've already been a home buyer, there might not be stuff out there for you. But if you are a first-time home buyer, there's going to be a lot of help out there for you. And there's a lot of different programs that you can do, really great incentives, right? So make sure you research those and look around and see if there's any additional help that you can do. And that's going to be the sixth thing that you should do. All right, number 7, and I want to stress on this because there's a lot of buyers out there, and when you get too picky and I want you to have everything you want, right? Buy the house that you love. However, if you don't buy a house because one of the walls is pink when you could easily repaint that, that's a new problem. But number 7, be prepared to make compromises, all right? You may not be able to get everything you want in a home. That's just a fact of the matter. We have an inventory shortage still, okay, at the time of this video. So there's not gonna be 10,000 houses to choose from, right? That's just not an option. So when you go out there and you're looking, I want you to have at least 5 things that you're like, okay, I would love it, but it's not a necessity. I would love it, but what if we could negotiate it in a deal? What if we can add it later, right? You really want mature trees on your lot. You should go find a lot that has the mature trees. And if that house isn't absolutely perfect, make the house perfect after you move in, because there's not going to be a whole lot of lots out there with mature trees. That's just an example of some things that you may want to make compromises on. Okay, here's another one. Gas stove versus an electric stove. Is there a way you could convert it to the other one? If there's a way you can convert it down the road, maybe this house is for you and we'll convert it later down the road than saying, nah, we shouldn't do this house. Then you go try to find something else. You don't like it as much as you liked the last house, and now that house is gone, right? So just be prepared to make compromises. All right, and this is a big one. Understanding your closing cost, okay? Please make sure you understand your closing costs. They can add up, so it's really important to know what your closing costs are. In this current market, at the time of this video making, okay, we can get a lot of deals where we can have the seller pay a lot of your closing costs, right? And so what's that gonna allow you to do? It's gonna allow you to go out there and be able to move a little bit better, right? Maybe buy some furniture, a couple new TVs for your house, whatnot. If we can keep your closing costs low. We're doing that with a lot of our buyers here in town. We're getting a lot of closing costs paid for. So if that's something that you're interested in, talk with us. We can always put it in the deal. Can't guarantee every seller is going to say yes. However, there's a lot of interest rate buy downs and seller paid closing costs, things that we can work into a deal. So just because you don't have it right now doesn't mean that we can't figure out a way to get you into the house. That's like an honorable mention. There's always a way to get you in the house. All right, so reach out. Even lenders teach courses on how to get your finances ready to go, right? When I have people reach out that don't buy for 6 months, and in that 6-month period, they're working on their finances and they're getting it ready. If you contact us and you want help with that, we will get you help with that. It's not, oh, we only help you if you're ready to buy right now. That's not how it works here. The 9th thing you're gonna wanna do is, and this is more after you've identified a house, you're under contract, is to hire a qualified home inspector. I don't recommend ever waiving the home inspection, and here's why. If you waive a home inspection and you take the house as is, it's yours. All right, so if there was a crack in the foundation that you could have found on a home inspection and had the sellers pay for to get it fixed or whatnot, that fix is now on you, right? And after you just moved in, you've paid all this closing costs, you've paid your movers, you bought all new furniture, boom, you're hit with a major expense. You don't want that when you're buying your home for the first time, right? So make sure you hire a qualified home inspector. And then number 10, and this one I want you to know, because a lot of my clients and a lot of people who have come after working with another real estate agent and they haven't been successful in finding a home, right? Get to know your paperwork. Really understand the paperwork that you're going to involve. I go through every single one of my contracts with every single one of my clients, I want you to understand what you're signing and what you're getting into. That way, next time you go and buy a house, you already know you're ready to go because you're like, oh yeah, Jayson helped me out and he was such a great help. I know some people who buy a house and they're like, I never read one piece of paper. That's all right if that's what you want to do. You just got to know that in there could be some certain terms and stuff like that. Know your paperwork, including your purchase contract that the realtor draws up. Just because a realtor drew it up doesn't mean it's always perfect, okay? Make sure you know what you're agreeing to in that one. Your mortgage documents and your other legal documents. If you're throwing other things into the deal, you want to make sure it's in there, right? If your offer is for $300,000 and you want $5,000 of closing costs, make sure it's in there. To ask your realtor, where's my $5,000 closing costs that they're going to pay for, right? It's a really easy line. It's really easy. It's really simple. The Wyoming contract it's a really simple contract to understand and know, and that's what we're here for. So please, even if you're working with another real estate agent out there, make sure they go through the paperwork with you so you fully understand all the paperwork that you're signing. All right. And if you need legal and tax advice on those contracts, please hire those professionals. As a realtor, I'm not a legal professional. I'm not a tax professional. Okay, I am a real estate professional, right? So if you need help with a legal way and a tax way, you should send those off to other people. Make sure you do that first. All right. But I hope that these helpful tips will help you out when you go. If you're a first-time home buyer, or if you're not a first-time home buyer and you haven't done it in 5 or 6 years, and you're like, I'm a little scared to go out there and do it. It's a good time. People will tell you it's not a good time, but it is. It's coming back. The new year is always a great time. We're starting to see a lot more listings. We're seeing listings sell. The rates are coming down. Please remember, marry the house, not the rate. You can always refinance later. That's it for the 10 things for first-time home buyer. I hope to have a 10 things video for sellers coming soon. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Be kind to one another.